Hi everybody, welcome to Hey What's Cooking. So today is Monday, and today I will be cooking Singapore fried noodles. So today's title will be it will be a two-part series and on what's your comfort food. So today I'm featuring my comfort food, and my comfort food, one of my comfort food is Singapore Hokkien mee, or what we call Singapore Hokkien stir-fried noodles. So to my pleasure, to my I was really glad that I found this at Smith's, and it's called Hokkien stir-fried noodles. So for those of you Singaporeans who are in the US, you can get this at Smith's or at Sprouts. Okay, so there are 2 packets here, so I'm using all the 2 packets. Okay, so you need that, and I've got seafood here. I've got shrimp. Yum. No, that's fish. I've got fish, and I've got shrimp. I've got red bell peppers. I've got bamboo shoot. I've got celery, and I have a little bit of what we call in Singapore, brought from Singapore, they are the dried shrimp, okay, or the dried prawns. Okay, so you can get this at the Asian market, or you can get this in any other I think Asian market. You'll find this, and it's called dried prawns. Okay, so what you need to do is that you need to soak them in hot water. Okay, and after soaking in hot water, you could pound them when they are soft in the mortar and pestle. Okay, right? So I have pounded a few of those dried shrimp, and I've got garlic here, and I've got chicken stock, and of course noodles. Okay, so what I did was that for noodles, okay, for those of you who are buying noodles, okay, this kind of noodles, what you need to do is that to take away the stickiness, you need to boil them in hot water, add a little bit of sesame oil, and they should come up with this kind of texture. Don't boil them too long, or else they get really soggy. Just boil them for 5 minutes, and when the noodles have come apart, okay, drain them and then run them over cold water, and that's the noodles. Okay, and we're all set to go. Yes. Okay, so first, we are going to fry the shrimp. Okay, so before the session, what I did was that I marinated the shrimp with, and the fish with salt, yeah, 1 tablespoon of sake, okay, and a little bit of sesame oil, and white pepper, and that's it. Okay, oh yes, my white pepper, yeah, all right, and that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna fry the shrimp first. this shrimp until they turn a little bit of pinkish color, and then you can cook them up. So it's interesting that last week I was featuring my friend Josh, and he had shrimp scampi. So today would be the Asian version of shrimp scampi, or what we call Hokkien noodles. Or in the US way we call it the chow mien. Okay, so it's seafood chow mien. So for those of you who want to fry the Singapore Hokkien Mee and you don't have the ingredients, fret not. Okay? You can always what we call improvise. So I improvise with bell peppers and celery, and also bamboo shoots. Okay, so it looks like the shrimp has turned pink. So I'm going to scoop them up. I have friends who are Singaporeans, and they'll be telling me that it's so difficult to get some of the ingredients, with regard to cooking. So the thing about cooking is this: sometimes you cannot get the ingredients. Do not fret. Okay? You can always, what we call, as long as you get the main ingredients, then the rest you can just improvise. Okay, so now we're going to cook the fish. Okay. Smells very good. Okay, let me just add a little bit of oil. Just a bit. So with fish, it's kind of it can be quite a challenging thing to cook sometimes, because the fish breaks up so easily. So you got to be very gentle when you do stir fry. Do not stir fry it so vigorously that you break it, into flakes. And very soon there'll be no fish. It will be just flakes, Yeah. Okay. So. And another thing about fish is that fish cooks very quickly. Okay, so you don't want it to be too overcooked, neither do you want it to be undercooked. Okay, just at the right texture. I'm so looking forward. It smells so good. Let's look at the fish. So, can you imagine today is already the, I think today is the, 18, yeah, today's the 18th. Can you imagine it's already the second week of the New Year? Time just passes by so quickly. Okay, so I'm going to scoop up the fish now. See what I mean? It cooks very quickly. Okay? You don't want it to be cooked too long. The thing about seafood is this, somebody was asking me, so how do you cook seafood that and it doesn't smell or taste fishy, that kind of thing. Sometimes when you eat seafood, it has that kind of fishy, what we call the seafoody kind of smell or that seafoody kind of taste. So one secret to it would be when you are cleaning the fish, after you clean the fish, okay, you marinate it, marinate the fish and the shrimp in salt water, okay, and that takes away that, okay, and then when you when you're cleaning it, and then when you marinate it, you use 1 tablespoon of ginger. Yeah, takes away that intense seafood kind of smell and yeah. Okay, now I'm adding in oil, and let's see what we're gonna do for the next part. Okay, so I'm gonna fry a little bit of garlic. It's interesting, how life happens. I remember when I was young, or rather when I was a teenager or early 20s, I used to watch this program called Yen Can Cook, and I remember watching it, and I was like, in awe. I was like, wow, it's amazing, that he can have a channel and in front of live audience cooking. It's interesting. So guess what? This is my food channel. Life is stranger, isn't it, than fiction? Okay, so what I did add was that I added, as you can see, these are what we call dried shrimp that I've pounded. Yeah, after I've soaked, I pounded. Okay, why do I add that? It's to give a sweet taste to the noodles, and a sweet and salty but yet flavorful taste to it. So you fry the garlic, and fry the small shrimp. Just pound it until it gives a kind of wonderful fragrance. Then you add the vegetables in. Okay, so I'm adding now bamboo shoots and bell peppers, and celery. Yum! I am excited. Okay. Oh wow, it smells so good. Can you see that? Wow, it looks so colorful, like Christmas colors. And amazing that Christmas just happened like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. Yeah. Okay, so as I mentioned in my cooking channel, okay, I'm going to put a little bit of oil. Hold that thought. Just a bit of oil. A little bit. Because the small shrimp soaked up a lot of oil. Okay, so as I mentioned that I'm a life coach. I work with youth. I work with young adults. I work with adults. I work with kids with regard to life coaching. So I use the avenue of photography. Someone was asking me, that's very, very interesting. what areas of photography. So like I use pictures to help my clients gain some amount of awareness. Okay, so that's what I do in my coaching. So today I'm going to show you 3 photos or 3 pictures. Okay? Alright. Hold that thought. Let me add some more garlic and so that it has that wonderful smell and taste. Okay, so today I'm going to show you 3 pictures. Okay. And the 3 pictures are this: serenity, gentleness, and smile. So why serenity? Today I was reflecting on like what card to show you. What card should I present for today's program? And since the theme is on comfort food, since the theme is about what makes you happy, okay, so I thought of these 3 pictures, alright? Because as we know that food has to do with nourishment, okay? So I was thinking about serenity. So as you can see, it's very obvious that in this picture, the 2 cats are just lazing around and having a wonderful time in the, looks like flower pot, okay? And they feel very at home. So in the midst of uncertainty, in the midst of what is going around in the world, how can we cope? So what can we do if, let's say, we are encountering uncertainty? If you're not sure what to do in life, what can you do? So the most important thing is to ground yourself. Okay? I don't know, but somehow when I look at this picture, it has that sense of grounding, you know. Because when they planted themselves in the flower pot, there's that sense of grounding, that sense of firmness. So ground yourself. How do you ground yourself? By meditating every day, by spending time with yourself, by for those of you who pray, you can pray, or for those of you who meditate, just meditate a few minutes a day, every day. It will help you to feel centered in the midst of everything, in the midst of all the flux, in the midst of the, everything is happening so fast, happening so quickly, and happening, at a warp speed. It will help you to ground yourself. So grounding is very important. Number 1, serenity. Okay. And number 2, in the midst of uncertainty, in the midst of all the flux, what can we do? Number 2, gentleness. I love this picture because it shows a pair of cute little baby shoes, and somehow they look really pristine and happy, and there's that kind of vulnerability, but yet it looks beautiful and pure. So gentleness, be gentle with yourself. Okay, nourish yourself with food. I guess that's why I started this channel, because I felt that it's time that we nourish ourselves. It's time that we take care of ourselves. So take care of yourself every day. Intentionally set aside time to take care of yourself. Have me time. Okay? And me time, and by meditating, by taking care of yourself through good meals, through exercise, to nourish yourself. Okay? And the last one is smile. So what do I mean by that? Do things that make you smile. So what makes you smile? What makes you happy? What makes you feel joyful? Do these things, because the more you do, it will help you to ground yourself, and not only that, it will help you to take steps forward. Because a lot of times, many times, okay, we are very worried about, okay, what's my future going to be? What is 2021 going to be? What am I going to do? So the most important thing is to be present. Ground yourself. Okay, serenity. Alright? Be gentle with yourself. Take care of yourself. And smile. Do things that make you happy. Excuse me. Having allergies. Because I'm allergic to dust. Okay, and in Vegas there's oh, just so you know, I'm in Vegas. There's a lot of dust. Okay, so hold that thought. Now I have fried the vegetables. Look at that. Ooh, wonderful. You don't want to you don't want to fry them that they are so soggy. Just make sure that they are bright colored and they are cooked. And then you add in the seafood. Okay. And when you add in the seafood, make sure that you fry them very gently. Don't stir them vigorously. Because like what I mentioned about the fish breaks up very, very easily. Okay? So, yeah. And now, we are going to add the sauce. Okay? So what do you need? 1 tablespoon of tamari sauce. One tablespoon of sake, or we call cooking wine. It can be Chinese cooking wine or sake. So for those of you who are buying sake, make sure that it's the plain sake, not the sweet sake. You don't want that. Okay. And a little bit of sesame oil. Okay. Little bit of white pepper. And stir it gently but evenly. Okay. Okay, so now I am going to add in the noodles. See? So that now you know what I mean when you have to boil the noodles so that they don't stick together. Stir it very gently. Smells so good. So by the way, if you are cooking this noodles, you can add in chicken and red bell peppers, bamboo shoots, and celery. Same thing. Okay? Be very, very careful when stirring so that I don't break the fish. Okay. But yet I mix up the sauce. Okay, so now I'm going to add in just 1 more tablespoon of tamari sauce, just to add in more flavor. Okay. 1 tablespoon of sake. So for the final bit, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add in the chicken stock. Okay, so chicken stock. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so so I had to stir it so evenly and so carefully, like what I mentioned, so that I don't break up the fish. Yeah. Okay. Yes. And let me taste a little bit and see. Oh my god, it tastes so good. Okay, that's it. That's it. There you have it. Seafood Hokkien mee or seafood Singapore noodles. Okay, so as I mentioned about the 3 cards, yeah, serenity, ground yourself, gentleness, self-care, and smile. Do something that makes you happy. So the question for today is what makes you happy? I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, what makes you happy? And number 2, what is your comfort food? So feel free to reply under the Instagram, your reply. What is your comfort food? So I'd like to leave with you this quote for this week. Okay, so the quote is taken from the book Points of View, Flow Edition. And it says this. Okay, this is by Tom Evans. Tom Evans says this: peace doesn't mean that you will not have problems. Peace means that your problems will not have you. Okay, let me repeat. Peace doesn't mean that you will not have problems. Peace means that your problems will not have you. So, have a wonderful week this week and take care of yourself. So, remember to answer these 2 questions, and I'll see you next week. So, have a good week. I'm going to have my Singapore noodles. So, see you next week. Bye.